What is going on, guys? It's your boy BG, and welcome to the Unknown Minds podcast, where the unknown mind isn't so known. And today we are live in Boston. Boston, what part of Boston?
Boston, we're in Mission Hill right now, where most college kids around here stick around. Yeah.
You already know, and I got a special guest today, my boy David.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
He's with the filming industry, man. He definitely been doing this for years. And I kind of like came across this guy at a Boston party, yo.
We're at a party, man.
Me and him, we kind of like linked up. Well, we didn't link up, but during the time we was at the party, my homie he brought me up here, and I seen him at the party. I think Julio the one who pointed out my shirt.
Yeah,
he might have pointed out my shirt. And
the style was me, I think.
It might have been, yeah.
Because I remember I walked in. I was like, "Yo, y'all got some fly style."
I was like,
got it.
I think a couple of people they kind of like peeped it.
Uh-huh.
Yo, what's good with you, Nizzy?
What up, Nizzy?
Niz Biz.
This is my guy. I don't know, Niz. What's up, Niz?
Hey, but nah, we kind of met at a party, man, and we was like, man, let's just connect. Yeah. And then from there, that was on the weekend that we was going out. We was out in New York. That was that same New York weekend. So we came back to New York, and that's when we chopped it up on the phone.
Yeah, man. We were on the phone for like what, 3 hours?
Like 2 hours.
Yeah,
I was like an hour and 30 minutes.
We were on the phone for a minute.
Hour and 30 minutes, bro. As you can see, yeah, we going live. We on the floor, bro, on the couch on the floor, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, this is where it all starts, man. Before you really get an audience, you gotta do it without an audience for real.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I hope we have a live audience at some point.
I mean, it's gonna get live, bro.
We might have a midnight podcast from what I'm seeing, right?
I mean, yeah, we about to run like 2 sessions
for that.
Yeah, this session. We really want to talk about Vision, man, because I mean, he was we was texting, and he was talking about like, yo, let's watch this Kanye movie.
Yeah.
And then some of his your female friends, they came over here and we was chopping up about Vision. You know, I was as usual as me. I spit my facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm over there just giving them bars, and he over there spitting gems too. You know, it was just a circulation of information.
Yeah.
Just going around in that little circle, and then we were just peeping this Kanye movie, man, and a lot of stuff that we were talking about, Kanye pretty much did the same things. Mm-hmm. And before we really tap into it, I mean, just go ahead, just tap into like your story and what you. How far, like, you know, the history of everything.
I mean, it started out like, so I'm Egyptian. My family immigrated here when I was about 3 years old, and then once I immigrated, it was kind of locked down. It was all just like trying to fit in and be American, you know. And in trying to be American, the internet became like my best friend. Because it's like, that was my gateway to culture here. But like from my parents' side of it, they just know the Egyptian way and like the Egyptian side of things and how to do things back in Egypt. But they didn't understand like the kind of culture around here. So inherently, I just became an observer. And I feel like that's a prominent thing for a lot of people of color, immigrants in particular, is that they're used to being observers. And because of that like level of having to observe all the time, you know, you make observations. And that really bled into me now wanting to be a filmmaker, because when it comes to film, the base of a good story is always some kind of observation within your own life about someone else's life. So it's just like, naturally, I'm thankful because some things about my upbringing in my life were tough, but they all complemented what I want to do. And they all complimented my art, you know? So now, you know, I wanted to be a filmmaker when I was 15. I told my parents, they were like, nope, you can't do that. I was like, all right, watch. So I just looked up every film competition I could online, and I applied and made films for all of them. And I won a lot of them. And then once my parents started seeing the dollar bills, they were like, all right, it's legit.
I mean, people don't really notice nothing until the cash flow start really rolling in. Most people, they are attracted to results, not the process.
Well, it's like, that's when they realize too that like they want to be on board because they want to benefit too.
Yes, they are. Human beings are always of culture of results. And, and you know, like I think me and my homie Speed, we were talking about a while back. He was like, everybody want to come to the party, but nobody wants to clean up. So, you know, it applies to the same thing that you're talking about right at this current moment. And when we was talking earlier about vision and the same thing that Kanye was going throughout, we ain't even finished the episode. We only
were
went
30 minutes
well,
in.
like yeah, 30,
We were
30
30 minutes
solid,
in.
yeah.
This is how much content we have just from that.
Yeah, just from solid 30 minutes, man. I'm like, it's not nobody else's job to see your vision. It's not nobody else's job to believe in your vision but you. And as long as you believe in that vision, you can make anything happen. But as long as you believe in it. And 9 times out of 10, you are what you think. So if you think you can't do it, then you're right. If you think you can do it, then you're right. And
well, because you take that vision and you make it physical. You got to take what's up here and translate it to something you can. That's why I love being an artist. It's like when you're an artist, like your job is to translate thought and emotion. That's what art is. It's just a direct translation of emotion and thought. And that's why I love being an artist. Like, if artists are people that are expressing emotion, in that way, you have other people that could absorb that emotion and also reciprocate it and understand how you're feeling. Like, I like to think of art as like the language of empathy, because art in itself is just an expression.
That's my first time.
Art is purely expression. So what is empathy other than expression being related? So in observing art and enjoying art, like right now we're listening to a song by Danny Brown. I don't know who Danny Brown is. I never heard of him outside of this song, but I really connect to this song. So now I'm empathetic for his experience because he's talking about what? Growing up. We've all grown up. I know that feeling. I know like what it's like to move through that. And that's art. Art is just connection. You know?
When you were talking about empathy, it also comes in paired with transparency. When we were talking about earlier, before the ladies left here, we were saying transparency is something that everyone wants to have with anything, like with music, with entertainment industries, with just anyone wants a relation to something, whether it's a materialistic thing or if it's a person, like a work of art. Like as you said, anything is a work of art. Anyone can have a connection or a transparency to something that's to them, that relates to them. And most people, they listen to music that relates to them. Not all the time, because like I listen to Youngboy and he talking about blowing somebody, you know what I'm saying? Open their head, you know what I'm saying? Talking about open somebody's head up, but it's the fact that that's just it's just a cultural thing, you know. That's just something that's I look, I'm gonna just tell you how it is. It's an agenda. This is an agenda that they're pushing. As far as like frequency is something that you always hear frequently. And when you hear something frequently, that becomes your normal, right? So if you're used to hearing the type of music that always talking about blowing somebody's head open, you know what I'm saying, peeling somebody's shit back, then that's just gonna be the music that you're accustomed to. But not knowing that, listening to that music to an extent you'll think that's something normal to do, whether that's even outside of music to certain people. They feel like they get praised for things like that because they're getting praised for saying this in their music. And YB got that side to him though. YB is definitely like he can mix it up.
Everyone's got a soft side.
Yeah.
Everyone could keep it real, but they gotta keep it real.
Right. You so when we think of, like I said, when we think of transparency, why do you think a lot of people related to Kanye? Because they can relate to a lot of Kanye's things that he went through.
He wasn't rapping about like hitting people and like robbing and shit. That wasn't his thing. His thing, he liked fashion, he liked being lyrical, and that's what he rapped about.
Introspective side, exactly, 100%.
Yeah, introspective. Well, I say introspection.
I say introspection.
Introspection is like, it's the key though. Like we were talking about earlier about like working out your personality. Like it's one thing to work out your body, but like I go to therapy, for example. I have some things. I also don't think it's like, oh, unless you go to therapy, you can't figure your stuff out. But to have someone that exists fully outside of your situation, without any of the experience, without any of your thoughts, and you just relay your thoughts and emotion to them, it is their job to be empathetic, but exist outside of the situation and give you perspective. Because think about it this way. We watch movies, right? We're all in our own movie, but a therapist is watching the movie. So when someone's watching the movie, they could point things out more easily. But when you're in the movie, you don't see the whole plot. You don't see what's happening with the other characters. Not at all. You only see it through the one character's perspective.
The one eye lenses.
Exactly. But a therapist, he's watching the movie, or she, or they, whatever.
Yeah.
It's their perspective on just your life unfiltered, you know?
100%, 100%. It was something that you stated earlier, but I hate sometimes when we have like in conversations in general, I try to make sure whatever you saying, I'm trying to make sure I not lose sight of that thought. And
Yeah, no.
like
But it
'cause
all comes back. It all
yeah,
feeds to the same idea. Because we're pitching an emotion right now. It's not just like one central thought that we're trying to relay. We're empathizing with the viewers.
actually, that. No, actually, you just brought it back. You just brought it back what I was thinking about. Empathizing, right? There's not enough empathy in the world. This is why there's not enough love in the world, because there's not too many people empathizing for someone, right? And I think, and just me in general, for me, I believe that people confuse sympathy and empathy in the same boat, right? I can empathize with someone, basically feel what they're coming from, but I can't sympathize for the fact that you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We exist outside of a lot of situations. Like I have friends sometimes that like aren't always making the smartest decisions, and you try and give your best advice, but you also got to realize that people got to learn.
That's what tough love is. Sometimes you could drill something in someone's head, but you got to give them the opportunity to live life and go through experiences.
Yeah.
And as we was talking about earlier, well, way before we even talked about, even got into this actual session, some people are lessons and some people are blessings. The same thing applies to situations. Some things are lessons and some things are blessings. I think every situation is a lesson and a blessing in disguise, because certain things happen for certain reasons. And I don't think that situations that do occur don't happen for just no unapparent reason. You know, I think things happen for a reason. Just like nature is what it is because nature is created as is. Just like how, you know what I'm saying? Things are created as is, and nothing's supposed to be changed about it. And some people, they put their minds into a perspective wishing that they could change things from the past, but you can't.
But also, here's the question though, because nature is set a certain way, but also something we were talking about earlier is that nature's course is to change. That is the nature of the universe. Evolution. Variation. Like that's actually what's cool about humans, is that we have choice. Now, I don't want a red shirt. I want a blue one. So you buy the blue shirt. A lot of animals don't have that. They just pick whatever fruit they want.
Appreciate you. Said Brass going crazy, right?
yeah. Brax is going in.
Trust me, when Brody put me onto the low, we about to go crazy with all sorts amount of gems. He's going to drop a lot too, because me and him, we chopped it up early, and then we chopped it up on the phone. We legitimately only had probably 2 solid core foundation conversations, but it spoke a lot of volumes.
Yeah, well, it's quality.
It's quality, man.
It's quality.
I think
quantity.
in it something you were saying earlier. It was seeing some of that feed off saying like people don't build enough character, right?
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna throw no woman under the bus, but I'm gonna just be blunt about it, right? Some women feel as though because they look really good, they don't have to build character, and this is why some women aren't able to build character.
Because do you think that's the same thing for some guys though? Because I'm thinking about like frat bros, for example. Those guys, they don't build any character. They actually don't have character. So what do they result to?
He said pin bro Insta.
Pin bro Insta? Yeah, pin that. Oh, we could pin it. Oh, I can't mess. Actually, here. Oh, yeah, I can send it out. Everyone through here.
Hopefully I can pin it, right?
Boom, message sent to everyone. I don't know if you could pin it.
Because if I can pin it, bro. Nah, what you talking is facts. I keep forgetting. I can't even look at this shit. God damn.
No, but here's the thing. So I'm thinking about, for example, like a lot of people in frats. I'm not saying all people in frats, because people are free to make whatever decisions they want to, and also some people like they find value in frats and stuff like that. Oh, my friend Ariana just joined. What's up, Ari? How you doing? We're going live on the Unknown Minds podcast.
Yeah. So we're gonna go crazy. We try to come up with a setup whereas we can put 2 mics.
Yeah,
and try to like go from 2 different.
I was working for 3 hours. I ain't gonna
lie. I try to pitch in here and there, but some of the stuff he was dealing with, he with the film industry, so he knows what he's doing. So I'm like, all right, let me just go ahead, suggest something real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah,
but I tried. You know what I'm saying? So we couldn't make it work. So we both came to a logical conclusion: is that We rather just have a podcast than have no podcast. And
Ari said it looks legit. Thank you, Art. Yo, if any of the viewers have questions, ask your questions. We're happy to answer.
we dropping bars.
We're dropping bars right now.
It's going to at least be an hour and 20-minute session. No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got X over this joint,
bro. I got the music, man. I'm telling you, man.
You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that we get a form of clarity in this session, and remind you, all this is being posted on Frats or
Meritocracy.
Ooh, I can't even speak about that.
So here's what I have to say about Frats, because something I've analyzed.
We recording, bro. We recording. This is live recording.
Yeah, this is all being recorded. Something I think a lot about with regards to people that are in frats is that there are some people that are in it because they want to network. Cool. I get that. Other people go to frats or sororities because they don't know themselves yet. So they try and find their identity within a group. That's why we have such extreme politics right now. It's a lot of people not having
no identity in a group.
Bro, think about it. It's a lot of people that don't have answers to certain things in life. And now you have like extreme right groups or extreme left groups that are like, don't worry, we have the answers. But in that, they recruit people and they recruit their minds. But in recruiting their minds, now you have full control over everything. Because when you subscribe to that group, now you agree with everything the group says, everything the group does. And that's why we have such extreme politics right now. It's because once you're a part of the group, you got to stand with the group. But that preys on weakness. So I think frats are the same way, or could operate the same way for those kinds of people, where it's like they haven't figured things out, so they go to the group because the group has the answers. But then the individual, their own thought and character development isn't prioritized because they're not trying to be a character. They're trying to be a cast member in the frat.
That's a bar.
Thank you.
Hey, I know y'all heard that, bro. That was a bar he just said. Hold up, you gotta run that back to me again. Hold up, you gotta run that back one more time. Run that back.
All I'm saying is, listen, man, we have frats and stuff. We have groups. You know what? Let's stray from frats. But we have groups now that when we don't know the answer to things, we subscribe to. And that happened before. Like, we had extremists for a while. But now, because of the internet, it is more accessible than anything. Think about it. You could join any group for any view that you have online. You're racist, there's a group for you. You're extremely liberal, there's a group for you. You are kind of in the middle of everything and trying to figure things out, there's a group for you. But then that group is always a little more inviting, a little kinder, a little more understanding, because they're all there to communicate, to learn, to improve. That's what's happening within that group. But there's these different groups of people that when they need the answers, look to people that tell them they have the answers.
That could play a lot of factor of how the government is programming a lot of people in a lot of ways. That plays in the same factor, because when you grow up in a society, whereas when you don't know yourself, then you follow with the crowd.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give y'all something to really bite off of real quick. In my understanding of self-improvement, in my understanding of self-reliance, right, there is a thing called self-referral and object referral, right? And this plays in the fact that I'm going to feed off a little bit off of 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, right? This was a book I read. I really do recommend to a lot of people. I wish I should have bought the book, but I didn't bring it. The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And they speak of self-referral is you knowing of self. You understand yourself. You don't need anything that's outside of self for approval. You prove self. You know what your direction is. You know where you want to head, and you won't be led by anything else that defeats the purpose of self. In object referral is that you are succumbed by the situations, the things that you go through, the situations that you experience, the people that's around you, the materialistic things, and you won't allow those things to dictate who you are. So now, as you were saying earlier about the frats join these groups because of the fact that they don't know who they are. So they will be subjective to the things that's around them.
Yeah.
So now when you break that down, when you get a little bit more in depth in that, these are people who are just lost souls and lost places.
A lot of people are just lost. Also, people just want to fit in. Inherently, people deep down, we just want to fit in. Chemistry. and not feel like the other. That's the big thing for me right now. Like, all right, we had some technical difficulties.
Man, that shit.
It's just where was I? Actually, wait. Let's wait for people to get back on.
That shit calmed down everything though.
Damn, we were in there though.
He was flowing like a motherfucker in this joint. Now I don't even know where we left off.
We're talking about group thought.
Right.
That's that group thought is
right,
what you ever read 1984, George Orwell's book.
No, I never read 1984 though.
1984 is a book that I would say summarizes our moment right now in society. 1984 was basically about a dystopian society where certain words were banned, certain like books were banned, like you weren't able to attain your own information outside of what was given to you by the government, by Big Brother. That's what they called them. Big Brother like managed you and like fed you what they wanted to feed you. Thing is, we're getting into that because our Big Brother is the group that we subscribe to. 100%. That's the new Big Brother.
Sometimes your Big Brother could be someone that's not even within your own circle. Yeah. You go admire someone. For me, I must say this on camera. I'm out to shout out to my homie 19 Keys.
19 Keys.
I fuck with 19 Keys, bro. That's someone who I'm fixated on a man's mindset because of the amount of books he read, the amount of experiences that he went through, allowed me to be able to try to conjure up the type of mindset I would want for myself, especially for the masculine mindset, the fearless mindset, the man mindset. And I feel like, when we go into a society, we're not in a society that's based off of men being more masculine. It's more feminine men than it is masculine men. Now, due to many circumstances, and
I don't know about that.
Nah, yeah.
Might seem that way, but you got to keep in mind, like, we are in certain pockets of civilization. You got to think about the rest of the country, the rest of the world.
Men I mean, if I'm talking about U.S., then yeah.
Yeah, but even in the U.S., bro, like, outside of like
but you got emotional men out here. There's emotional men, like they get mad, they get emotional over something before understanding the actual situation. That's being a little bit too feminine.
Do you think though that maybe that's just a skill that both masculine and feminine people should be working on?
Women, for women, it's natural for women to be that way because
the other side of it though is like sometimes like there's always like what's up Beatrice? That's one of my homies from LA.
Let's go with you people.
Dope filmmaker. But
it's lit.
A big thing for me is like we have a lot of people have like stories about their crazy ex-girlfriends. Was that girl crazy or did you drive her crazy? I mean, that's the question you always got to ask, It's like if a girl's doubting you so much, what are you giving her that's leading her to doubt you? I've had her like, within my friendships, there's almost like no doubt at all because they're always filled in. Something we were talking about was like natural intuition. A girl could sense when something's off.
Right. They're more women. I'm gonna let y'all know right now on camera. Y'all see me looking at this camera. Y'all have higher quantum intelligence than dudes. Y'all quantum intelligence is a lot higher than ours. Y'all very intuitive. Y'all already internal beings as is. Sometimes you gotta listen to that motherfucking intuition. All right. That intuition.
It's that gut feeling. It's that like you can't replace. Was that?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this shit.
Beatrice, you like that line? What do you think of that one?
He said, "Was that the girl?" I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand what you're saying because in a good relationship, there's like how if it's a relationship, a good relationship, you play a factor in a good relationship. And a relationship is a bad relationship, you play a factor in a bad relationship.
Yeah,
that's 100% understand that too.
Because now also, if a guy's a good guy and he sees that a girl's not all that great for him, if he's a good guy, he'll know to get at it. If his priorities are straight, he'll know to get out.
But thing is, when you think of seduction, it's a mind game. It's not easy to detect mind games. A mind game is not easy to detect because if you're seducing someone, you're seducing their emotions. If you can get someone emotional, you can control them completely.
Well, I would say that there definitely is a difference in the methods of seduction.
I mean, it's multiple ways to seduce someone, but it could be all using the same benefit. Like some people look at manipulation. I don't want to go off topic because we want to go and talk about vision because I think that was a big topic. We just gonna skim across this real quick. Now, when we're talking about, there's multiple ways of seduction. I'm not even going to dive into that because it's I've read The Art of Seduction. So there's many ways of seduction. Too many ways to seduce somebody.
Yeah.
But manipulation, seduction is a part of natural human nature. You gotta learn. You gotta know how to seduce. That's just a part of human nature.
Yeah.
So
this game.
So yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Yeah, you gotta play the game.
Yeah, and the only way to know that how you got game or what type of seducer you are is who are you around that's usually doing the seducing. Like as I was telling you early, right? If you see your father talking to your mother a certain way, and if they're being more charismatic, you're gonna naturally catch a charismatic attitude, which is a piece of seduction.
Or like if he's like tender to your mother, for example, like you embody that tenderness
because that's what you see.
Well, that's why I think like fatherhood is such an important thing right now at this day and age. It's like we have so many problems because a lot of people aren't being fathers.
And truth be told, even if you don't get it from your parents, you're gonna get it from somewhere. Whether it's people at school, you'll see how people seduce at school. You're gonna find that somewhere. And all seduction is knowing of self, knowing what is your natural nature of seducing. That's what seduction is.
What's your language? Because it's when you are fully yourself, you are fully yourself in all of your emotions and thoughts. So if you are fully yourself with someone, your seduction will also be a full embodiment of you and your personality and how you interact.
100%.
So it's like really the key to it, in my opinion, to anything is just being fully yourself. That's where the vision comes in. Is when you have vision between you and who you are. That's because I think like empathy is our inherent language of communication as humans.
Of course.
It's no coincidence.
The heart chakra.
It's no coincidence that it took people though to do things together. If it was just one human doing all this stuff, no way. Like even if someone's religious, why did God give Adam Eve or give Eve Adam? Because they needed each other. People need people.
People help people.
People help people. People reproduce with each other. People make more people. People are the key to people.
That's
you
facts.
know what I mean? It's like we
facts.
have like such this intrigue around our problems and our quarrels and our priorities in life, but the answers are inside all of us. 100%. The answers are if I have a problem and I don't understand it, I talk to you. I'm a person that just found the answer in another person. It's the same thing. So it's people are a collective entity of thought and emotion and experience. And in that way, when people come together and help each other, that's when the most
you build.
That's
where you build. And that, it's something as you was feeding off what you were saying, right? Let's go about like families, right? The most powerful families that are rich are usually families that build together. Now I heard that from 19 Keys because most Jewish families, they build together. This is how they build so much of a great richness because they build a family company together. Just like they say most black families, they don't really become wealthy because they'd be so separated. It'd be so broken up. And I get it to an extent because I lived in the family, you know what I'm saying? Every family got to stay dysfunctional. You got the dysfunctional ones in there. You got the ones that's a little but we ain't gonna get into all that. We're not gonna get into all that.
Yeah.
Because I think to some of us we feel like we can't build with some of our family members, and sometimes that is true. We can't build with some of them. Some of them may not have the same vision as you. You can't build with someone who doesn't have the same exact vision or the same exact direction. So it's the same. It plays in the same fact. If your family don't see that vision, you can't build with a family that don't see vision.
No, here's the thing about vision too, specifically with family, is that I think of each person as their own eye. And in that way, it's like in having your own eye, you're adding to your collective vision.
Jews are masters in finance. 100%. Eve fucked up Adam. 100%.
I don't know about that. She messed up everything for Adam.
Look. We ain't gonna talk about no biblical stuff.
Well, here's my case. Eve was created from Adam. Everything that Eve knows is from Adam. So if she was tricked by the devil, tricked by the serpent, Adam didn't help her out. He was around for longer. He knows the serpent and his tricks.
I mean, basically,
shouldn't he have equipped her better to deal with Satan? That's on Adam, in my opinion.
But thing is, choice is to each individual.
It is.
You can't make someone make the right choice.
No, but you got to think about the chain of command. God had a direct communication with Adam and told him, don't eat from this tree. Then Eve was created. It's Adam's responsibility to relate to Eve because Adam didn't do it. So Eve, think about it. This is the first.
Eve already knew because Eve had a connection to God too. God
No,
told both of them the same thing. Eve went and listened to that damn serpent and ate that goddamn apple, which she was not supposed to goddamn eat.
But then
She was because deception. Think of deception.
Mm.
Deception is a mind manipulation tactic. You can't see through deception if they enter your mind. If you're not conscious of what deception is, you can get easily deceived.
But how would she know if she had never lived before? That's Adam's job. Adam had a head start. He knows the tricks. He knows the plot holes that you fall into. I'm, for example, like get out of here. That's funny. No, but think about it.
Adam needs that pimp hand.
Think about it, though. Adam, it was his responsibility to teach. He had that knowledge. Also, when did Adam leave Eve alone? God created Eve to be with Adam, and for them to be together.
Yeah.
Why was Eve left alone? Eve could have easily just been with Adam when the serpent came, and they both together would have been like, because that's the thing, we make up for each other's doubts. Adam could have been there to help solidify her point. No, don't do it. He's trying to trick you. He's tried to do it to me. Don't fall for it. Other way around. Sometimes Adam might fall a little bit, be a little weaker. It's the codependency of it. Like, that's the thing. God created Eve to be with Adam. And I'm thinking, again, like, even aside from like a biblical standpoint right
Eve
now.
Eve is a strong, independent woman who don't need a man.
Well, if she was here's the thing. It's like everyone should be independent. It's our independence that fuels more products for each other. That's like a lot of people look for their answers within relationships, back to vision. Part of your own vision is knowing what you want. But sometimes what you want isn't what's best for you.
Right. That's 100%.
So is vision with regards to knowing what's good for you too. Because
I think that's you being connected with that vision. When you're in depth and connected with that vision, then you'll know the right moves to make and the wrong moves to make. Now, sometimes it's very human like to make mistakes along the way because we're not designed to make 100 right decisions.
Yeah, not at all.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
What makes us human.
Yeah, so we're not designed to make 100 right decisions. So as you go along the way, there's going to be some decisions that you thought were for you and weren't for you. But that's the whole make of not living in the past and start living in the present. Because once when the past is gone, once when those decisions you make is away from the present, then you make the conscious decision at this current moment to make a change what you made, the mistake that you did in the past. Now
that's learning.
Yeah, that's learning. That's the object of learning. And we had spoken about it before we actually went live on this podcast. I said this to you and the others that was sitting here. I was saying that in a relationship with anyone, that could be friendship, relationships, whatever the case may be, if you always bring up the past, then you do not deserve to be in my future. If you always live in the past, you do not deserve to be in my future, because the fact that the future, the past is something that just can't be changed. That's a part of time now. That is history. History you can't change. Yeah. Factually, time, you can't change time. You can't.
No, we can't.
You can't jump back and just say, "Oh, I want to correct this." Factually, people could sit here and correct things different ways, but time is time, and time cannot be corrected.
Yeah. That's what you made a great point earlier, though, about how the future is constructed by us, though.
The future is constructed strictly
we
from the present.
Influence time, but one way. That's what I like about our influence over time. I think if humans had access to their past, it would be terrible for humanity, because then we would just correct things and never understand their full gravity.
He said history repeats itself, though. Yeah, history can repeat itself. But it's also being conscious of, are you making the same past decisions that recreated that current history?
Yeah.
You gotta look in that factor too. Are you making those same decisions that you made in the past that made those mistakes? Because If not, then you didn't learn from the situations that as well as you thought you did.
And also the question is like, does history repeat itself, or are we choosing to repeat history?
Damn, that's facts.
We don't. History doesn't have to
That's
repeat
facts.
itself. We're choosing all this. We're choosing to fall back into our own habits.
Right. Habits creates
As a
your
society,
lifestyle.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, and just going into the laws of human nature, right? I didn't even read the Robert Greene book, but I'm just speaking on what I know myself, that us as human beings, we are creatures of habit. And a lot of people look as, okay, self-discipline is the hardest thing to do, but you're self-disciplined every single day of your life. You get up, you eat, you wash your ass, you eat food, whatever you do, and you create that same cycle, which is self-discipline with itself. But it's the intention behind the discipline will lead us to the same results. Now, if you be disciplined to put it in the right things, to put you in the right directions, then the discipline that you really want to use is having the right intention and going into the right direction. So it all falls down to what are you disciplining yourself to do? That's the factor of it. Are you disciplining yourself to work under someone else's business and company? Or are you disciplining yourself to work, to put yourself in a position to work for yourself? That's the factor of discipline. When you have discipline, you have to have intention. Without an intention with discipline, then you're disciplining yourself in a loop that you don't even know you're in.
It's a feedback loop.
Feedback loop. That's all it is.
The feedback loop is just the same sound getting played over and over from mic to speaker. It's the same thing. History is always
repeats itself, but you know you've changed when you make different decisions to the same situation. Facts.
Yeah, that's
Facts.
growth. That's human nature.
That's growth. And when you were speaking about it earlier, right? You got to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. And the uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, that's so important.
The uncomfortable situations is what's going to create that vision for you. Being uncomfortable is what's going to create that reality that you always see. Because the most riskiest people always have the most best results throughout their life because they are willing to take the most risks.
I mean, we're calling this segment Vision because of that documentary.
You can't have vision without risk.
Regardless of what anyone thinks about the whole Kanye Kim stuff right now, setting all that aside, looking at this last documentary, it was titled Vision. And what I find super, just insanely inspiring is Kanye West hired someone to start filming him before he was even famous. He knew the value of his own work, his own art, before it was even made. 100%. He knew the value of his presence in the future. And in doing that, like, we're able, by being able to project certain things into the future, now we have thresholds for us to meet. Now it's like, instead of this ethereal thing in the sky, you can't fly and just like flap your hands and fly up there. No, but you got to bring it down to the ground in front of you, and then you say, okay, I'm gonna run that way. That's it. It's real. That's kind of how I see it. It's like the sky is like your mind, and the world is the ground. And I know it sounds all crazy right now.
No,
but
they always say the sky is the limit. That's the theoretical meaning of it. The sky's the limit.
Because the sky, we can't physically reach things in the sky. We can't. But that's why you got to bring them down.
Your thoughts can reach as high as you can make it.
But that's when thoughts turn into action, though. That's when the sky meets. That's the sky at the horizon meeting the earth. All right, well, we got our viewers there.
My bad, peoples, man. This Lola joint is just be conking us out within like 20 minutes. You feel me?
All right, so
we gonna make sure.
There we go.
We gonna make sure.
Where? Yeah, we'll have the recordings.
We gonna have the recordings, man. We gonna put everything together. I don't know why this joint be tripping.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and insert in this now. Make sure y'all go follow my Apple. Make sure y'all rate it and everything. And my Spotify is the unknown minds with the S podcast. Make sure y'all tapping on that, cause peoples who wasn't here before. We are live in Boston.
What's up, Dana?
Hello. What's up? What's going on with you, Dana? We are live in Boston with my homie right here. So.
Wait, let me grab my laptop charger. My bad.
Nah, you straight. You straight.
Oh, here it is. I gotta move. Yeah, what's that? You know, life is good sometimes, Brax. You know when life is good
sometimes.
Yeah,
life good all the time.
You know when life is just like, you know what, David? Here's this is for you. You know, it's nice when it helps you out. Yeah. That's a big philosophy of mine. Like, whenever I'm with people, I try and help them out as much as I can, and they try and repay me or something. I'm like, don't worry, life will pay me back. And it's like, have any proof of that, but I just got a feeling.
Nah, that's
You know?
that's just what God does for people, man.
Yeah.
That's just in the universe. Whatever your preference is, because some people say God, some people say universe, some people say high power, and all of it's just the same thing. It's the same damn thing. You just speaking in different terminologies, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we're
That's a big
talking
part of
about,
it.
now we're talking about like giving to people. I feel like that is the prime purpose of us individuals, as you were speaking earlier. Our prime purpose is to give to individuals and to provide value to other individuals, to their lives, help them improve them. And is that
No, it's Cholula. Tapatio. No, it's Cholula. I love my Cholula. You know Cholula? It's my favorite hot sauce. This one with the little wooden cap. It's my favorite hot sauce.
I don't know. I gotta
I
try
don't,
it.
cause I don't like spicy food, but I like flavor. And Cholula is not too spicy, and it got the right amount of flavor. What do you think, Dana? Do you agree? I think Cholula is the wave, man.
I mean, I can agree. I mean, I don't even know what that is, but it probably tastes good. If it tastes good to
Yeah,
you,
let me show
shit.
you Cholula. All right, but where were we though?
But yeah, as we was really speaking about it, man. Damn, I done left for one out because this damn live be conking out, bruh.
Yeah,
That should be making me lose vision. I mean, I said vision. I
it's
said
budget
vision.
cuts, man.
Budget cuts. Yeah, fuck. Um, I was about to say, man, yeah, you might have to flip back on that TikTok real quick and see where I left off at. Because
Yeah.
once when I get the rambling, bro, it's like I don't
I mean,
remember.
also, it doesn't have to be that. Like we were. What was our topic?
We was really talking about vision.
Vision.
We,
All
we, we
right.
was diving into vision, man. It just look. We gonna keep going though. We gonna make sure we gonna bring this content out. We gonna make sure we gonna make this episode. We gonna put it out
Yeah,
there for you
man.
guys. I'm
I
gonna listen.
might be hosting my own podcast after this.
I'm with
like
it.
This is
Hey,
a fun setup. I just like if
hey,
I
I ain't
just
gonna lie.
have
The setup is fine though.
right.
I ain't gonna hold you. The setup
Look at
is
that.
fine.
Hold on, we can
You
move the
only,
camera and
bro.
show people. We got the whole microphone here with Baby Yoda in the back. We got the lights. We got a light up there, but I can't show you that. That's
Bro, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. We sitting literally on a low to floor
couch.
couch.
You know why I have the couch this low?
What you said? What?
I mean, actually, it was supposed to come with legs, but now the reason why I think about it
Damn,
metaphorically is I'm like, it's humbling. I'm sitting on the ground all the time. One time I was hanging out with my friend, and I told him because we were sitting on the ground. I was like, "Yo, it's interesting when you sit on the ground. You see different things. You see things differently."
now look. Now you just said vision. You saw something
Yeah,
differently from what you seen from the couch compared to other people.
yeah.
Now, did your homies agree with you?
He was like, "Dude, that's a metaphor." He said, "Take that metaphor to life." That's why you think about it. When someone's meditating, they're not sitting on a high chair. They're sitting on the ground.
They being planted at what they call the vibration of the earth. When you meditate,
You ground yourself.
you grounding. Yeah, you grounding yourself.
Right
So
now,
now
we're
this is
grounded.
this is the reason why I
You know?
always tell people, man, always meditate, man, because in a lot of cases, prayer is when you ask God for things, and meditation is when you hear Him. And this is just what my own personal, meaning of meditation. Because prayer and meditation,
Yeah.
is literally the same thing.
Hmm.
It's just one. We go into the space of praying to God and asking Him for things, and then when you go into the meditative space, you're planning yourself still to hear what He's saying to you.
Hmm.
That is the purpose of meditation and prayer. They both play hand in hand, right? They both play hand in hand. The higher power, universe, whatever you want to say, higher self, it's all the same thing. When you pray, you ask for the things. You listen. You listen when you meditate. Meditation, Bible says, be still and know I'm God. You sit down and you listen to what He's saying to you. A lot of people be placed in certain scenarios and circumstances, whereas they are so asphyxiated on the bills and the things that's going on around them, whereas they're not conscious enough to hear themselves and hear God and hearing what He's trying to tell you. But your mind, your sight, your sight, you're basing your circumstances off your worldly experiences. And I always tell people that we are spiritual beings at the end of the day, right? We are spiritual beings that are going through a physical like experience, a human like experience. We're spiritual beings. Our essence is spiritual, but we're going through human moral life experiences. Internally, we are infinite beings.
Well, something we were talking about earlier is the universe is an organism.
Yeah.
Because the universe, to our knowledge, is what? It's infinite.
Infinite.
It's limitless.
Infinite.
But if the natural course of the universe is evolution and humans, life, evolved out of a lack of life, that means that the universe needed life. the universe needed humans, and the universe needed consciousness. And if you think about it, to our knowledge right now, we're the latest evolution of the universe.
100%.
But in that same way, if we think of the universe as an organism and we're all living in the universe, that means that we're all connected to it. And if
100%.
we're all connected to it, then we're all operating with some kind of intrinsic idea or value or life force. I don't mean in like a sci-fi way, like some kind of force in us brings us together for that reason. Life was necessary in order for it to exist, because an evolution only occurs when it needs to occur. Universe needed humans, and because of that, we can't lose sight of the fact that our life is significant. It's insignificant in the sense of it being individual. I don't think life is as isolated as we make it seem. I think when people actually connect with each other, they're able to gain more vision. Because kind of the analogy I was making before, we have two eyes for a reason. If I close this one eye right now, I'm seeing half my vision. More people that you connect with and talk to, the more vision you gain.
The more vision you
the
gain.
more eyes you have,
100%.
the more field of view.
100%. 100%. And
that's how it works.
The amount of exposure you expose yourself to is what also creates your vision too. Right? You got to be exposed to things to build a vision. And if you're only exposed to certain things that you're very limited to, then your vision does not grow. Your expansion of mind does not grow. And I tell a lot of people a lot of times, your language changes when your consciousness changes. When a person studies what the richest do, when the person of the poor study what the richest do, then they language change of the mind of the wealth. He no longer speaks poorly anymore. He no longer speaks of the mouth of the poor, because you speak life and death into existence. This is the power of the tongue. You speak life and death into existence. So when you upgrade your consciousness, then you're speaking more life than it is death, depending on the type of information that you digest yourself with. Right? For me, I used to think of the mind of poverty. But until I joined into a group that had exposed me to meditation and reading, now my horizon, my value increases. Your intrinsic value on your spirit increases due to how much you learn yourself and how much information you digest. Right? You become very valuable due to the information you give yourself to your soul. People don't understand that we live in the three environments every day of our lives. You live in a work environment, you live in a home environment, and you live in your social media or spiritual environment.
And the last environment, though, is the physical environment.
Physical environment.
Bro, our minds exist. This is actually an idea I had before, and I want to get your thoughts on it. The mind, some could easily say, like, you could ask, where does the mind exist? Be like, well, it's in your brain. I don't know about that. Because the brain is an organ. And in order for the mind to exist, it needs to interact with the outside world. If we didn't have access to our sight, our hearing, our touch, our taste, if we had none of our senses, we wouldn't have a mind. You need something to interact with in order to be a mind. So the mind is an interaction. It's not a physical thing. Because then you could also ask, can someone map the human mind? We could map the human brain. We could associate what parts of the brain are responsible for what certain functions. But when it comes to the mind, you can't map the mind. Why? Because the mind is an interaction. It doesn't exist here and it doesn't exist out there. It exists in between. But in that way, if I'm interacting with the same world that you are, we're having different interactions but with the same thing. So we have the same mental parent. One mental parent is your body, and then the other is the world. We share one parent, and that's what connects humans, is that we're all interacting with the same world. Now, granted, we interact with it in different ways. That's when the body comes in. That's why your mind is different from someone else's. That's why your mind has different thoughts. It's because you're seeing it through a different lens.
Lenses, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
But we're interacting with the same world still.
100%.
But those different lenses give you different vision. And because of that different vision,
That's how you upgrade your state of consciousness. It's like when you read a book or when you learn from someone else's experiences, you're looking at it through a different lenses. You're looking at it through someone else's lenses to come up with the information and the common intelligence to know how to upgrade your life or your expansion of consciousness by looking through someone else's expansion of consciousness. Exactly.
That's why if you look right now, like to your right, that's a virtual reality headset. I've been working in virtual reality, and I'm doing this whole big project, and I'm calling it Virtual Reality is the Medium of Empathy. Why? Because it actually gives you different lenses to see things through. Virtual reality is the only form so far of art where you could emulate the same exact vision and visual experience for multiple people. The same experience. So in that way, you're eliminating that other aspect with the mind. You're bringing minds closer because now you're seeing through the same lenses.
I got you.
So the more, for example, that we use virtual, and again, virtual reality is like in its early stages of existence and 100%. Development. But later on, in a more, because right now, like you look at your phone, this is beautiful, this is nice, this is a simple device, but the cell phone used to be a big brick. You remember how big cell phones used to be?
Hell yeah.
You had to plug them in. You had to plug them into the wall.
The big block ass phones.
Did everyone buy a cell phone? Hell no.
Hell no.
Why? Because it's not portable. It's not convenient. This is. Virtual reality is the same thing. It's still clunky and ugly right now. But once it gets pretty, once it hits puberty and starts developing into what it needs to be.
People don't see vision until it grows.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? People don't see vision until it grows. And that's the same thing for yourself, right? If you plan on doing something, people don't notice it until it really gets true expansion. People don't listen to process. People listen to results. People only listen to things that produce results. So now get to the point in your life where now use methods that give you results. How do you do that? Information is everywhere. Now, some people, I had somebody tell me, he was like, yeah, information on the social media, you can get multiple different types of information, which is true. You can get false information on the internet too. That is 100% true.
So also, just real quick, something I realized is that I think it cuts off every 20 minutes. So if you want, we could divide, because this is about to cut off in like 5 minutes. We could divide this into different segments, into each 20-minute segment.
I'm with that.
Cool. All right. Yeah, let's go.
I want that. Damn. Nah, my mind went into a whole different.
My fault.
Like I said, I'm out part of these people. It's like once when I start rolling, it's like now I'm speaking. I'm not speaking from here anymore. I'm speaking from a different space, a higher power. Yeah. Because now when you can't remember,
you're channeling.
Yeah, I'm channeling, bro. Yeah. And this podcast is really just to educate people from a different lenses, man, a different status of mind, and we want to open up people to a different state of consciousness. Help them open up that side of their mind that haven't really been introduced. Now, some people they learn differently. Sometimes they got to learn visually, as we're doing now. As we give them information visually, now we're going to go into the educational system, which implements different. They only implement one way of learning for every child, which is completely bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. We talked about it earlier.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work because every child does not learn the same way. Every child learns differently. This shit is under goddamn programming. Your way of learning could be so much different. Does not mean you're a bad student. It's just that the teacher does not know and understand your way of learning.
Yeah.
That's the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, that's the story I told you earlier about my professor.
They don't understand your goddamn way of learning.
Well, so I had an assignment, just for the viewers, I had an assignment where it was a paper. We were comparing two different artworks. I understand both of those artworks very well. I understand their historical context, and I've analyzed them very carefully. But I hate writing. I hate writing papers. It's just not how I communicate. As you can see, I love discussing. I love talking. I love articulating my thoughts verbally. That's my language of communication and expression, and also learning. I learn from other people talking to me. Most people hate lectures. I love them because I'm just soaking in all that information like a sponge. But I had this paper I didn't write. And I told my professor, honestly, I was like, hey, I know the information. I hate writing. It's really hard for me. I just don't articulate my thoughts that way. She inspired me. She said, David, you want to have a discussion about it? Articulate your thoughts on it. Show that you know what you're talking about. That's all I want from you. She said, I want you to learn, not just memorize. And that is the direction that education has to go in for humans to advance. Because we're trying to instill things that worked 200 years ago in education. Doesn't work anymore.
Man. That shit don't work no more.
Why do you think most kids have ADHD now? That's a part of evolution. One of our evolutions now, I think of ADHD as an evolution rather than a hindrance, because ADHD, what it does is it networks thoughts rather than going in linear thought. It's networking different things. It
makes you think outside the box than
exactly.
The average. And they don't want you to think that way. They want you to have your mind concealed.
They want you in the box.
They want you to be a goddamn square. They want you to think like everybody else think. This is why they create. They don't think, people don't think they're becoming robots, but you're becoming human, artificial, goddamn robots with for goddamn flesh. Because now you're not trying to operate your mind out of a different way of thinking. Most jobs operate in the mindset of, okay, you go to the teacher, they give you instructions, and you do as they say, and don't do anything that can create a different solution. Intelligent people create solutions as problems arise. Remember that. Creative, intelligent people. Someone who's smart creates solutions as problems arise. Intelligent people come up with solutions.
Listen, man, we weren't going to record this way. We weren't even going to record this podcast at all this way.
We said, fuck it.
We ran into a bunch of problems.
We gonna run it.
But then guess what? We found solutions.
100%.
Now we have a mic hooked up, a camera hooked up, and a light. And we're going live to the wonderful people.
And I know this joint, therefore you don't question their authority. 100%. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They don't want you because now I'm gonna speak once because it's going to empire the next 15, 20 seconds, but I'm gonna go into the story of a lot of people who don't know John D. Rockefeller, right? He invests.
Wait, what if we just end it now and then restart, and then you not get cut off with your story?
All right, so we gonna start up another one, bro. Make sure y'all tap back in.
Tap back in. We're gonna restart the story just so we can.
Because this shit about to end. This shit is about to end.
We're gonna give you guys another. Yeet. All right. See you guys in a minute.
I ain't gonna hold it too long because that's 20, 40, 60. That's 60 minutes. We can go an extra 40 minutes or something like that. I'm cool with that. I don't really mind.
I don't mind. How about
Yeah, extra 40 minutes. We give them a whole podcast from two different perspectives, and then you were saying a lot of good stuff too. You know.
Yo, you know what's beautiful?
I just want to make sure I wasn't cutting you off again. You know, because like this is a really good conversation.
It's energy being fed off of.
Yeah, right.
100%. And sometimes like someone 100%. Has the energy resonating in them, they have to articulate that.
Right.
It's our responsibility.
Right, 100%.
So it's not like a lot of people view it as like a power thing. Nah, man. It's about shifting thoughts at different times. And you got to accommodate that.
100%. And now let me tell you guys. Oh, what's going on with you, Dana? Now, let me tell you guys about John D. Rockefeller. Not a lot of people know this. This is the history behind education. One of the histories behind education, to be honest with you. John D. Rockefeller invested, I think 3 million or 3 billion into the educational system because he wanted more workers than it is thinkers. So this was money that was funded to make workers. And I'm not trying to like bash anyone who's going to school. Go to school. I think if you want to become a doctor, lawyer, anything of that nature, go to school 100%. Go through it fully. But if school is not for you, do not enforce yourself to do something that is not for you because your level of thinking may be way bigger than school. Now, I will promote school because it is beneficial to a lot of people. However, for those who are like who thinking like their thoughts are more bolder, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like no one who's going to school have bolder thoughts.
Yeah.
It's just that the way the educational system and the college system is set up is making you more of a worker. You're falling under someone else's instructions instead of you coming up with positive solutions and becoming more of a creative thinker. The creative create solutions. Yeah. Creative create solutions. So now when you're making someone go under rules and regulations of someone else, they're destroying the creativity that you already possess. Now, they say that God, we have the God-given gift to create.
Yeah.
God giving us the ability to create.
It's our nature.
It's our nature. It's our God-given gift to create.
And what is God? God is a creator.
Creator.
We were created in his image for that reason.
We are creators. We are created to create. That's children. That is families. That is business. That is energy. That is life. That is mindset. That is consciousness. That is everything there. Is we are designed to create. So now when you're falling under the rules and regulations of someone else's 9-to-5 business, colleges, or whatever the case may be, you're destroying your creative mindset to create positive solutions and a positive lifestyle for yourself. They're giving you a blueprint to something that you already have a blueprint to.
Mm.
It's never look at yourself as being different when you're someone that can create solutions, because it's a blessing within itself.
Mm.
A lot of there's too many people out here that once you create a creative solution, they come up with a problem for that creative solution. Those type of
Yeah.
people, you got to stay away from their ass,
Mm.
because now they are creative too. They're creative of creating fucking problems.
Mm.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna tell her how it is.
And you know what's crazy though? I think something that changed over the years is that artists were kind of pushed out of being involved in society and its decisions. Imagine if all these corporations or businesses and stuff had artists on their team just to consult with. Artists see things that people don't see. And because of that, like just having an artist on board your team grants a perspective that isn't seen. And also, Da Vinci wasn't just a painter, he was an inventor. It's no coincidence because a creator is a creator. You're not just a painter, you're not just a drawer. Once you are
100%.
a creative person, you are a creator. And if you're a
100%.
creator, you could create multiple things because it's the
100%.
concept and mode of creation rather than the medium. You could create anything in any medium. That's fine. That's the easy part is the medium. The creation part, getting here into here, something physical, that's what artists are amazing at, and that's why they need to be
100%.
reintegrated into society.
100%.
Society would be thriving if artists were more in charge.
If you allow people to create.
Yeah.
But too many people, we are human beings are
Yeah, left and right brain. Yeah.
human beings are we're naturally designed to want to fit into crowds that that we feel like we belong in.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people, they take their creative side to fit in people that they don't like or they don't want to be like, because they want to be accepted. It's always they want acceptance. A lot of people want to be accepted. A lot of people want to sit here and disregard their God-given ability to fit in with people that they were not destined to be. Think about Kanye. Let's go and look. 30 minutes of that Kanye documentary. That shit.
Bro,
hey,
30 minutes.
That shit
30
hard.
minutes.
I'm not gonna lie. That Kanye documentary is hard. Because when Kanye stepped into that damn office and he said them rap songs. Let's go to the part when his mama, when he was talking to his mama in that apartment.
It made me cry, man.
When he sat in that apartment, he said, he asked mom, he said, do you think I'm arrogant? Nah, you're not arrogant. He said you're arrogant, but you're humble about your arrogance. He said, now what now? And they said, now it doesn't make you a bad person. You see more potential in yourself than anyone else see in you. You see the God-given gift that God has given you for you to elevate. Don't ever let anyone else outside of yourself or outside the higher power of God to destroy the creation that he has given you to create. Because down that exact thing that you are born to create, somebody's looking for that creation.
Yeah. And now look at him. Look at how far his creation drove him.
Damn,
you know what's
that energy,
bro? That was a riff.
That energy just rushed through my shit.
That was a riff.
God.
That was a riff. No, but think about it. Too.
Damn, I was spitting.
You know what's crazy? Kanye West is someone that doesn't even know we exist, and look at us talking about him. That's the power of creation.
Kanye, man,
he doesn't even know that we're talking about him, and we are.
Kanye is one of the most. After just watching 30 minutes, man, it
insanely talented,
fully inspired myself.
And it's like, again, it's right now it's confusing with all the stuff going on social media. There's a lot going on. It's hard to say for anyone. Like, Kanye's right. Yeah, Kim is right. Yeah, Pete is right. No. What if everyone's wrong? Or what if everyone's a little right? It's not teams. That's the other thing about society right now that has gotten in the way of our vision, is that we think that there is right and wrong to everything. Sometimes it's neither right nor wrong. Sometimes the answer is in the middle.
In order to be in your pure, now to feed off what you're saying about the right and wrong, in order to be in your pure self, you have to discard what is right and what is wrong from your mind.
Yeah.
Because this is when you're in a state of pure essence. The spirit knows righteousness and being right is fighting ego with spirit. Right? And being right is ego, righteousness is spirit, pure essence. When you listen, righteousness is what's morally right. It ain't even no discussion from what's right and what's wrong. You know, having that morally conduct of, I know what I'm doing is a blessing within itself, and that is what you pronounce as righteousness. You knowing it's like having that spiritual intention of, I know it's like I know what's right, but I don't have to enforce I don't have to prove to anyone that I know that it is right. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It's like
right to you.
Yeah, it's coming from that higher consciousness. God is telling you.
Well, each person has to do what's right for them.
Yeah, they got
right
it. 100%.
To them.
100%.
Because also, if you're raised
100%.
well and if you have good morals internally, you will do what is right. Because you want to do what's right. And that's what separates a good person from a bad person. A good person tries to do what's right and sometimes does bad things. That's a good person. A bad person intentionally does what's wrong.
Right.
And
100%.
knows that it's harmful, knows that it's
100%.
wrong. And that righteousness is key.
Whoever dropping all goddamn 200 likes, I'm gonna let y'all know right now. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, man. I'm gonna say this again. Follow my podcast. Because once when this episode drop, I'm gonna drop everything, all his information in the link for 100% for sure. It is the Unknown Minds Podcast. The THE Unknown UNKNOWN Minds MINDS Podcast PODCAST. That's where you can find that at on all platforms, right? I talk the same way as I'm talking on live. I think my elevation of consciousness have grown more powerful than it was in my last season because I injected more knowledge. I started getting into a higher state of consciousness. But as we were talking about before, and just bouncing back off of what you were saying, because I know my mind went off track because I seen it online. Let me go ahead and just drop this. Let me say it now while my mind is already on it. Everyone has to get into the space of releasing yourself from distractions. And what distractions are, a bored mind that is distracted creates procrastination. A bored mind that is still and quiet creates creativity. Think about it. When you're bored as hell and you're distracted by something, your time goes to whatever you're distracted to.
It takes energy.
It takes energy.
It takes attention.
All that time, all that consideration. What you're doing, what you're supposed to be doing is going to the exact thing that's going to steer you away from the process that you should be doing to get yourself on the right track. Now, I noticed for myself, we all get distracted by things. We all get distracted by different levels and different sources of entertainment. But this is what entertainment is designed to do. It's to distract you. This is a program. Think about the news articles. Everything is operated off of fear. The news.
Would you say it depends on the type of entertainment, though?
It depends on the type of entertainment. Because entertainment
is documentary. That's not a distraction.
I mean,
that's
everything.
An addition.
Yeah, that's. That's facts. I cannot argue with that. That's 100% facts. I can't even debate that. But everything is entertainment, right? But it's what type of entertainment are you digesting, basically? Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Also, what are you entertained by? Like, what does each person find entertaining?
You are what you digest.
Like, that's the thing. Like, all those reality, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I'm not entertained by that. Is it entertainment? Technically, yeah. Am I entertained by it? No. So entertainment is a state rather than a thing. Entertainment.
I think my face is out of the camera now.
Oh shoot!
Yeah. Shit, I see that box.
I got too excited and kicked the camera. Oh yeah, here we go.
Great. We gonna get everything off of TikTok though.
Yeah.
We gonna get everything off of TikTok though. But I just want to make sure that everything we speaking it becomes so transparent and relatable because we all became subjects of distraction. We all became subjects of digesting the wrong type of entertainment. And this is why you got to control what you see on media, right? When you go on social media, when you go on social media, control what you see. Like for you, for example, right? Let's just say if you want to have a film director mindset, follow people who do film directing. 100%. Follow.
So you got to surround yourself with.
Yeah. Because that's also an environment within itself. Your social media environment is an environment within itself. So what are you digesting in your social media environment? What are you digesting in your home environment? Because your home environment can consist as much information that is in your social media and your work environment. Everything is information. Either you taking the good information or you taking it bad. Right? And not all information is good information.
That's 100% true.
You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta differentiate. And now and we come into a concept of,
or I actually kind of push back on that.
What?
I think all information is good information.
You just pull what is important to you.
It's what's useful information.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say that. I was literally just about to say that. You just pull what's important to you, what stretches out to you. No matter what they're saying, because it could be someone that could tell you about film directing but never did the film directing in one day in their life. But whatever they say, can possibly help you, although they didn't do it. It's valuable. Like maybe he didn't do it, but now let me be the example of the information that he's telling me. So now I'm gonna take what he said, and because he didn't apply the information that he was supposed to get him in the position that he's in, I'm gonna take that information that he was supposed to use to put myself in the predicament that I'm going to position myself to be in. So now you gotta be in a state of consciousness of pulling the right information that is conscious enough and applies to you and to level you up. I understand what some people are sitting here, because a homeless man can give you $1 million worth of game. You can get information damn near for anybody. A homeless dude who has no money.
That's wisdom.
Yeah, that's wisdom, right? Yeah, that's what wisdom is. A homeless dude can literally give you information that a sane person who is rich will give you the same thing, right? And say if a rich man and the homeless man say the same thing, you're gonna listen to the rich man because he got it. But you'll listen to the homeless man also because this is something he failed to do.
He has a different vision.
He has a different vision. Exactly. So you can validate. You'll spiritually in an internal level, in a mental level, you'll know what information is right and what information is wrong. That if it applies to your goal and applies to your direction, you'll know what information is right and what information does not apply to you. Because a lot of people will tell you information that does not apply to you. One, like what now, the reason why I say that, because people will tell you information because they in fear. They're living in fear. So they're implementing their fears onto you. And fear within itself can be information too. That's information about themselves.
And also information like exists as false and true information. But there's a difference between information and truth.
Right.
Ooh. You know? You got to find the truth in things. You got to find the truth in the information.
Research.
Some information is a lie.
Yeah.
Some of it's just total BS.
Some of the information you gotta go through pure experience. You gotta be going hard through pure experience. Some of that a lot of life experiences, a lot of information that you will gain. You have to test it out yourself and make sure that information is useful, because you don't want to be a brain full of knowledge and not useful knowledge. They say, knowledge is power, but the application of knowledge is power.
So then I ask you this: what is the most valuable type of information? What do you?
I believe for me, the most valuable type of information is the information that you currently connect and transparent with. That opens up your level of consciousness.
So it's more of a body of information rather than a type of information.
Right, because you could listen to something and you could connect to information like, damn, man, that makes a lot of sense. Man, I could completely relate. People will relate to more information that they are more transparent with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
I get what
you know what I'm saying? Like Kanye could talk about a lot of things of he's rich, but he can talk a lot of things about it. He's no longer poor no more. But the fact that he's rich now and he knows what it's like to be poor, now he's giving you information that you can be transparent with.
Yeah. Well, it gives you an example.
It gives you an example.
Humans do well with examples.
Examples.
We learn through examples.
100%. And all examples are, or all experiences are, it's just information that can be passed on to another individual to help them out. Potentially, depending on what you gain out of that situation. Because you can literally go into a situation and your perception of how the way you look at it can be completely different what you thought it was. Right? Your perception is everything. If you look at a situation bad, it's going to be bad. If you're looking at a situation as an opportunity, it's going to become an opportunity. If you look at a situation as a negative situation, it's going to be a negative situation. Your perception of how you see things, the mindset attracts everything that you want. Whether it's good, you dictate it. It's good or bad. You attract it from the mind. The mind attracted people that you want. I attracted this guy because of my mindset. If me and him then can correlate in the same, on the spirit level, also the mental level and the human level, then we won't be able to connect as much as we did.
Yeah.
So that's why we are here today, giving you guys the spill on both of our perceptions of what we see vision. And for one, that Kanye movie. For one, that really
I think that's just important for any person that wants to be creative or wants to come up and do anything great in general. It's a full map from start, I wouldn't say to finish, but start to now of coming up through greatness.
Your spirit starts the journey, your mind finishes the war.
Ooh, that's a bar. Y'all hear that?
I'm trying to tell you.
That's a bar.
Listen to that. The spirit starts the journey and the mind finishes the war.
Yeah.
Now this live is going to end in the next minute.
Have we been going for 20 minutes?
Hell, it feel like we've been for I think we went for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna explain.
If anything, it's 10 p.m. Do you think we should?
We're gonna. I guess the next one we can just wrap everything up, just fold everything up, just kind of like chop everything up. I think we tapped into a lot. I think vision and a lot of other things in that aspect.
Also, I just hope people understand, like, We've met once.
We only met once, bro.
We met once at a party.
Once,
I liked what Braxton was saying. I liked what Kayvon was saying. And I told him, yo, come up.
Push up. And we push up.
But that's the thing. That's the thing about being a hustler is when you're a hustler, you make things happen.
Hey, Dana, we're gonna do one more live, and this gonna wrap everything up.
Yeah, we're gonna have one more, Dana.
I'm gonna elaborate on a little bit of more things of what I was saying before, and then we're gonna chop it up everything, and I'm gonna finish. We're gonna finish up the podcast with the note.
Yeah.
So I think this is this shit was fire.
Right, so here, 537 likes. I'm feeling special.
I'm feeling special, boy.
All right,
thanks to this guy right here.
Nah, man.
One more live.
Yeah,
we
one
done.
more live. All right,
you're done.
Stay right there. I'll kiss you if you stay.
Be right back.
Just stay.
See.
That's what podcasts are good for, my friend. That's what good lighting does.
Bruh, good lighting make you look like a god, bruh. Like, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, when you said that, look, when you set up that light for me before, I thought I was the sexiest motherfucker alive. And I still feel like even without the damn light, I don't give a damn.
But you know what? That's what vision is.
That's what vision is. You feel
it's shedding light on different things.
You feel sexy, you're going to look sexy.
Yeah.
You feel good, you're going to look good. I'm trying to tell you. Everything is how you feel about yourself. But now let me go ahead and go into what I was saying about the spirit starts the journey and mind starts the war. We're gonna elaborate on that a little bit. I'm gonna elaborate on it too. You're gonna really feel this one because that just came out the top of the head because my brain was just going. So what I mean by that is right.
Brain.
What I mean by that is the spirit starts the journey because everything originates from the spirit of how you truly feel about yourself, right? The mind only projects what the spirit is saying. The mouth reflects what the mind is saying. Everything stems from the spirit.
Dana, you waltzed into greatness.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
That's what you waltzed into. You are not waltzing anymore. You're breakdancing now.
You waltzed into something this is a banger. I'm trying to tell you. So, as I was saying before, that you have to feed the spirit the right ingredients. You need spiritual supplements, which is prayer, which is meditation. Those are supplements that feeds the spirit. And naturally, your mind will be fed will want to be fed more information that feeds that spirit, right? And then your mouth reflects what the mind is saying. So what you're digesting, all like what you're basically saying, all stems from the inner essence. So now, your spirit is what starts the mind up like a motorboat. That motorboat is what's going to lead you to that finish line, to that desire you need to get to.
Yeah, and you got to drive it there.
You got to drive it there.
Because the motor's going, but you got to steer it the right way.
100%.
You don't want to hit a rock while you're going through the ocean. No.
100.
You got to steer that away from danger.
100%. So now.
Oh, I'm David. I don't know if I'm on the right or left. Am I on the right?
I guess you would be on the left. Oh, no, I think he'd be on the right on my camera.
Maybe.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I'm David. Yeah, I'll put my Instagram in the chat.
Yeah.
So we just gotta engage.
He on right. He on right. We
gotta engage.
I always thought it's crazy because I always thought I was on the fucking left, bro. Because I'm looking at we're looking at it from a different screen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, as I was explaining before, man. Yeah, man. What you feed in your soul is what you're basically projecting from your mind, and what you projecting from your mind is what you projecting from your mouth and your sight. You got to understand that the mind is the spirit really is the vision. The spirit is what gives you the vision, the details for the vision. Your mind projects the picture, but your physical essence, the physical things around you is what project the actual reality that you want.
Well, the picture is the technical side to it.
Yeah, the picture is
the camera.
You got to believe, faith is in the belief in things that you cannot see.
Yeah.
So now, although you can't physically see it with your own two eyes, you're going what the mind sees, what the spirit has been showing you this whole entire time. If you get a vision, this is coming from the higher power. This is coming from God. He's telling you what it is to come by the direction that you're going. What is it to come? So if you keep going in that, you bro, you wow. Hey yo, he funny as hell. He funny as hell, man. He funny as hell, man. He said that's what. Hey, shit.
You gotta watch yourself, man. I take the chance when I see it, man.
Shit. I mean, I hope that's what you say too, goddamn. Yeah, I hope that's what you say too. Shit.
All right, sorry, I interrupted your flow. You were on something.
God damn, we getting deep in here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we is.
Hell we getting deep. What do you think you signed up for? We were just gonna talk about flowers?
Bullshit. Nah, we're talking about some shit that could really.
Deep.
We're talking about. Look, listen to me. We're talking about value, people.
Yeah.
We're talking about value.
And that's what's crazy is people's values don't shift. Their values, you stay true. Ideology changes over time. You think different things, but your values, what you hold dear to yourself, what you care about, what matters to you, you get that from the start. And values grant vision.
Facts.
You know, values are what tell you what parts of your vision are valuable. Because not all vision you got to use. Not all of it is used, or not all sight. Okay, actually, let me rephrase. We have sight, right? But what turns sight into vision? It's value. Our values are actual things that we care about. That's what converts sight into vision. Because without that, sight is just a camera. This camera's seeing us. Does it value anything? No. But we're framing it, we're assigning it value because of what we care about. We're turning this picture into a vision.
I know y'all keep wondering why I'm looking down because I'm so used to looking at this camera and not like that camera. That's why I'm looking up and then looking down at the same time.
Yeah, this is the laptop right here.
Right.
Look at my cool stickers. But so we see your feed here and the comments and stuff.
I mean, I can see the comments right here on my phone too, though. So you know what I'm saying. So we want to make sure you guys. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over again, man. The Unknown Minds with the S podcast, because this will be posted in season 2. We just giving you guys a little snippet because like
it's just a teaser.
Yeah, like when you guys jump in, y'all can ask y'all questions, and all this is going to be on the podcast, right? So man, look, but y'all already got the national of all the gems. Hopefully I elaborated enough. I think I did. I believe I did. I elaborated enough on a lot of things that we had a key concept on that's going underneath the.
Do you want to do a little Q&A?
I mean, I'm with that.
We have a minute now. I mean,
shit.
Dana, Rochelle, who else is on here?
Rochelle, what's going on with you? We here, man. It's so many things.
Ask us whatever questions you got.
Oh, it's fine. I figured you mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, don't mind us. We just 2 handsome individuals on camera.
That's all.
You know, I got a smile for it.
That's all I'm here for.
I got a smile for you. Hey, I got a smile for the ladies that are looking at us. I got to look at my lips real quick. Yeah, I'm just fucking with y'all though. Yeah, you know, we look, man. We just 2 people with high ass energy. You know what I'm saying?
So much
brothers.
Energy.
We just good brothers.
So much energy.
I'm trying to tell you, he feels so much shit that's circulating right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just like,
ooh,
you always cover great and fascinating topics, Braxton. See,
because I'm turning into a revolutionary thinker, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Look, I just bought the book on I think called The Future of Money. You feel me? I just bought The Future of Money. I'm trying to get the intellect that I need to elevate myself, man. A lot of people sitting around here, they want money, but they don't know money.
So you read a lot of books. What do you want to write a book about?
Shit,
man. You write a book. Someone comes up to you right now. Hey, I'm giving you a deal. What's your book about?
Wow, that's a real ass question, man. If I wanted to,
you got to write a book right now.
If I had to write a book right now, I would say I would label my title the inner mind of an intellectual thinker. I think that would be a fire ass book title. The inner mind of an intellectual thinker.
Aren't we all intellectual thinkers?
Yeah.
We need our intellect.
Yeah, so we talking about things that's still in on so many levels, or I could call my book Spiritual Intellect, because I deal with a lot of spirit, because I feel like the spirit.
I like spiritual intellect,
and spiritual intellect. I feel like that'd be a fire ass book title.
That also just embodies more of you and your values.
Right.
Spiritual intellect. The other one's kind of like a how-to guide. This is like an expansion. This is what
it is. I would call my book Spiritual Intellect, and it would consist of everything that consists of
manifesting it right now to these viewers.
Yeah, I'm trying to Spiritual Intellect. I might come with a 3-part book series. Spiritual Intellect. I would deal with one book, deal with the spirit, another book deal with the mind, another book dealing with the materialistic things around you. How to utilize. You got to be able to be into the position. We all in a position to utilize the things that we have to put us in the position that we need to be. Every day is the chance for you to use what you got to get where you need to be. Use what you got to get you into the position that you need to be or you want to be in. You can't rely on other people to put you in that position. You got to rely on self. Self, you can rely on people, but you got to rely on self to get to to the people that you can rely on or people that can help you get to that next level. Because you got to have that mindset to attract the people that you want to attract. You got to be what you want to attract.
Yeah. Well, it's magnets.
Magnets.
Well, actually, think about it. You know, I had this
fucking bar.
I had this idea.
I'm supposed to end this damn podcast. I'm always spending more guys.
We're just gonna run the time. Screw it. Why not? Let's just run it till it ends.
Fuck it. And then I think the last part of literally, if we go any longer than this, last part of our podcast, we're literally just wrapping everything up completely. I just feel like it's just a lot of energy flowing. There's a lot of intellect. There's a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
Not a lot is being exchanged shit. So now, I don't know.
Well, I had this idea that I want to get your thoughts on.
He was up.
I was thinking of love as gravity. Like, what if love
is gravity? Love is a form of gravity because love uplifts people.
Yeah.
Love can put people in certain positions
brings them together.
Love can generate respect from other people. Love can it can make givers. It'll make you become more of a giver than it is a taker, and the givers always get more than the getters because the getters only can take what they can give. Right? And now, that's a bar.
That's a bar, bro. But that's the scientific side of it too. Think of it: if two celestial objects come into each other's orbits, if they're moving slow enough and their gravity is strong enough, what happens? They orbit each other.
Exactly.
And then what happens when their orbit gets too quick? When
you got 760, bro. You just went up some more.
Yo, thank you.
We here to turn their ass up.
But think about it: when that orbit, one of the planets falls behind, what happens? They collide. So think about it. When you're dating someone, when you're in love with someone, you guys are orbiting each other now. But then when people split apart, you fall out of orbit because that gravity shifts.
And there's so many factors that play on their life because a lot of people don't know their love language. That's another thing. A lot of people choose not to study someone else's love language. That's another thing. And people don't know that another form of love is to listen. To listen, even when you get your ass cussed the fuck out.
That is like the form of love.
That is the form of love. That because it's many forms you could put under that, but that's one of the main key factors.
Well, love is understanding.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Love is like why do we love someone? Think about it deep down. Beauty and all that stuff. Like if I love a girl, for example, beauty and all that stuff, sure, that comes first. That's not why you love her. You know why you love her? Is when you understand her and she understands you.
Whew.
That's love.
God. And then some people look as being submissive as just a woman thing. Oh, man will be submissive to a woman when a woman is feminine in her feminine nature. A woman will be submissive to a man when he is in his masculine nature. And submission or being submissive, all it means is just understanding.
Yeah. Well, you're submitting to their thoughts.
Yes, exactly.
You're submitting to their way of life.
This boy, look. Damn. All right.
Yo, we're on fire.
We on fire.
Should we wrap it up now? This is a high note, man.
Man, what?
That's crazy.
What? Make sure, man, I'm going to keep saying this, man.
Yeah.
The Unknown Minds. Podcast. Brother on here. Me and you, we're going to do more sessions. I don't know, man. We might have to get another one later. I don't know, tomorrow or something.
Down. Yeah.
Like we might just get another one.
I don't have a shoot tomorrow anyways. So
we gonna catch y'all guys tomorrow, yo. Like 100%.
We can advertise a little better too. Get some more viewers.
Hell yeah, man. You understand what the fuck we were just talking about? Yeah. We talking about everything.
Breaking boundaries, man.
Breaking boundaries, bro.
Well, you know what's crazy? Most podcasts, I'm kind of glad the whole camera thing didn't work out because guess what? We're sitting side by side.
I'm glad those ladies didn't pull up because we wouldn't even have this deeper session as we had.
Because we would have been subconsciously trying to talk to an audience.
Yeah.
We're just talking right now.
Look, if a lady want an intellectual man, we got two brothers. But look, we ain't gonna talk about that too much, though. You know what I'm saying? That's for off the podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's like an off podcast.
That's offline.
That's an off the podcast topic, but I feel like
we keep that in the comics section.
Yeah, we leave that only comment base, bro. Yeah. So where can they find you, man? Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Where can they find you?
Y'all can find me at David K Mansour at Gmail. That's DavidKMansour. And I'm making film, photography, commercials, anything visual.
With all of it.
I don't even call myself a filmmaker anymore. I'm just an artist.
Everything
Whatever I make. I'm an artist.
If whatever you make can create emotional impact, it's always art.
Exactly. And you don't have to classify it by medium. Yeah.
I got a smile for him. Hey, just in case one of you pretty ladies want to take a picture of my pretty teeth.
Yeah, that's like, bro.
Hey. we gonna look,
bro.
Look,
the chemistry's off the charts.
The chemistry
man.
is crazy
our
right
podcast,
now,
bro.
This chemistry is fucking crazy. This shit is going bonkers right now, man.
Thanks, Dana. I'll follow you back.
Wait, how do you know my name? Because your
I see your
name
is
right there.
Yo, you don't know your mind. Come on, it's right there. No, I'm messing with you.
I'm just fucking
But
with you.
we have a live feed with all your names popping up as you join and comment.
I love every last one of you 884 people that actually like this podcast on his TikTok.
Thank you, people. I appreciate it.
I love every last one of you, and I really pray. I mean, I can't pray. I know eventually we give them so much value, so much game to so many
bro,
people.
You know what's crazy? Imagine this footage 10 years from now. Right now, it has a certain amount of value, but it's an investment. We just invested our time. 10 years from now,
you helped me.
This is so much more valuable.
I always like to appreciate my people that always come on this podcast, bro. One, I appreciate you for letting me in your crib.
I'm happy to open my home up to you,
two, man. Look, you set up the camera. You spent 3 hours trying to set up a setup for us to both use our damn microphones, and it didn't work out. But we still made it work by having one camera up and one microphone up, and it gave me an idea how I want my own setup too. You know, I didn't have no idea. I ain't gonna say I ain't had no idea how I wanted my own setup, but this is a really nice setup.
There's different structures.
So I always want to say, you know, I really do. To my deepest extent, I really do appreciate because I appreciate this right here. This wouldn't even be something to happen, and we gave so much good value to people that the information that was given was priceless. And I feel like I'm about to tear up a little bit because I'm actually speaking from a different place. I'm speaking from my spirit. That we speaking from a place of transparency. We speaking from a place of honesty, authenticity.
Oh, Dana, we know your name because you probably put like your name in like your bio thing, and that pops up too.
Yeah, you know, so it's definitely so much love to people. Yeah. I feel like I'm out of terrible like shit, but
it's a transparency.
Because it's like it's not for me. It means the world to me for having people actually come on this live and actually type and listen.
Thank you for Here's the thing, though. You got to understand the value of yourself within your own creation. Now. You are engaging right now in a podcast. What is the goal of the podcast? Other than
what?
What's the goal of the podcast?
Just send it to me.
Okay. All right. Cool.
What? Sound crazy? We'll just keep going.
You gotta understand that within your own podcast, your goal.
Oh shit!
Is.
Oh God, motherfucker!
Hey. Mind Munchies. I like that. Mind Munchies we had here. Bro, yo, is that about to be my podcast name?
Oh, that actually sounds Mind Munchies. I think that'd be fire. I think if we ever damn, 1,000 likes. Damn, 1,000 likes. Hey, I fuck with every last one of y'all, yo. I love every last one of y'all. Once again, it's on his shit. It's not on my shit. I'm not even on TikTok. I don't even have enough to even get as many likes as this man getting.
Bro,
but
it's just people.
It's just people, but they good people. I love every last like. Now, I want to give y'all people one last message, bro. And I want to tell everyone who's listening to this, everyone who's tapping on this, your streams do not determine your impact. Your streams do not determine your impact. Your likes do not determine your impact. Your comments do not determine your impact. Your views do not determine your impact. You determine your impact. Right? Yeah. Your impact, just because someone listening to you, just because someone's tapping into you, just because someone give you a like, a response in the comment, does not mean it's impact until they tell you impact my life in many ways. Just because you don't got enough views right at this moment does not mean you're not impacting somebody, because all you need to do is to impact one individual. That is it. You're up 1,300. You're up 1,300.
We out here, man. You're
up here 1,300, bro. I'm telling y'all what it is. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what it is. Your impact determines on how many people you can change, how many lives you can change, how many levels of consciousness you can open.
And it's in the simplest ways, too.
In the simplest ways.
Just passing by someone and saying, good morning.
Simplest ways. The smallest things.
Yeah.
Everybody plays a factor in someone else's happiness. But the one thing you don't do is to place your happiness into someone else's life. Don't have
or in their hands either.
Or in their hands, because the only one that can make you happy is you. Joy is an inner thing. Happiness is an outer thing. Joy is a powerful than happiness. You can become happy when someone gives you a gift. You can become happy when you get your new car.
Yeah.
But where is the joy at? The joy is an inner thing. A joy is something that is maintained internally. This is how you manifest the things that you want because
it's something you set free.
Yeah, something you set free.
Our joy is always
joy is freedom.
Yeah,
joy is freedom. Joy is your success,
and our happiness sets it free.
Oh, man, boy,
we should wrap up because we're about to run out. But
boy,
thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. You run a great podcast. You run an inspiring podcast. I think people obviously.
I'm gonna leave it off with this, and as I chop up at every end of the podcast, man, faith plus great worth ethic creates abundant opportunity. Faith plus great worth ethic creates abundant opportunity. God blesses people and give people opportunities for those who work for it.
Yeah.
Man who does not work does not eat. Woman who does not work does not eat.
Yeah.
You know. So work hard at what you want to do. Figure out what your happiness is. Don't determine your happiness on someone else's definition of happiness. You determine your happiness yourself. You